Yo, what's good, man? What's up? Appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. We chilling. Y'all already know what time it is. We're back here to serve some more game on the ground for some more grounds. Just got the pound and are ready for the next round, man. With that being said, hope everybody's having a good day today. What's good, y'all? You already know what time it is. What's good? Make it happen. What's up? Jimmy's, Eddie, what's up, man? Appreciate every single one of y'all for tapping in, man. Y'all already know. Back here with the last episode, man. Last episode of the night. You know how it be, man. Got cut off. Ran out of time earlier, so I had to come back here with another episode. What's good, David Mitchell? Um, but yeah, man. So we back. So I need everybody to tap the follow and the bell button because, like what happened last time, or TikTok, how they be sniping people's lives up off the algorithm. Y'all found me by way of the For You page. With that being said, y'all won't see me again. You know, I be uploading content every single day. I go live minimum of 4 times a day, you know, giving y'all that raw quality game. So you already know how it is, man. Hope everybody's having a good day today. You know, my day's been alright. My day's been pretty chill. It's over. You know, I finally get to chill out for a little bit. Uh, don't say a word. Wait. Huh? I'm so confused right now. But my day's been alright. Uh, don't say a word. I might be tripping right now. I think I am tripping. But with that being said, let me know where you guys are tapping in from. You know, because I've always thought it was interesting how we could be on all different all different parts of the world, and we could all tap into the same exact platform at the same time. You know, and when you think about it, it's like looking through a portal that you can't even reach through. You know, it's crazy how far we come with technology to the point where we can tap in. Like on my side, it's darker than the abyss outside, but maybe on some of y'all's side, it could be as bright as the sun on a summer morning. You know, I don't know. It's just crazy to me the idea that we can all be in the same place at the same time, in different places in different time zones, but still be at the same place at the same time. It's kind of trippy when you really think about it, but at the same time, it's like that's how you know that we've come so far as humanity. You know. So yeah, man. Also, tap the follow and the bell button. Share the content too if you guys like what you see and like what you hear. Come join the family. You know, it's free. Don't cost you anything. So with that being said, man, we finna jump into this. I need everybody to get together on one accord and tap that screen, man. Tap the screen, get them likes going. We need to see at least 1,000 likes before we jump into this topic, man. This topic is pretty deep. You know, it's talking about on some personal experiences. You know, things that I've witnessed firsthand, and it's crazy because there's a lot of people out there that be getting put into those types of positions. So if you guys can relate to this, man, do yourselves a favor and tap the follow button and the bell button because we do stuff like this every single day, man, every day. And with that being said, man, see, like this is what we finna. Yeah. It's funny. People be coming up in here, you know, talking about something that don't even got anything to do with what we're talking about, you know. But it's fine, you know. It's cool. People like to come up in here and let Keisha out. That's what we do. We allow people to let Keisha out so they can get Keisha up out their systems for the night, you know. But on another note, we're gonna go ahead and get into this, man. Um, people get put into desperate. People get backed into desperate positions, and in turn, they decide to crash out. They decide to crash out because they feel like they've hit the end of their road. And when I say crash out, there's different ways to crash out. You know, you can crash out by way of violence. You can crash out by way of substance abuse. You can crash out by way of all types of different things. You know, but me personally, I've seen somebody crash out due to substance abuse. You know, it's a shame when you see it because it always happens to the people that you feel like are what's the word I can use? It happens to the people that you would least expect it to. You know, um, I can tell you one time back in my old neighborhood, there was somebody I used to hang out with. You know, she was the baddest female in the neighborhood. You know, everybody wanted her. I just tell you that everybody wanted her. You know, we used to hang out and stuff. Me and a couple of friends. You know, we all used to hang out until she eventually got caught up in the wrong crowd. You know, um, and when she did, she ended up messing around with some people who were not really the best people to be around. You know, they were abusing substances. You know, they were gang banging and all that stuff. And this is in high school, mind you. Um, and she got hooked on the substances. You know that they were doing. It was powder. And give me a minute, y'all. My bad. I forgot to put my phone right there. There we go. But she got hooked on the powder. You know, and if you know what I mean, then you know what I mean. If you don't, then you're not supposed to know. But eventually, it turned her into a zombie. You know, she got backed into a corner, and she felt like she had to crash out to get out of the corner. She moved out of her house and moved in with her boyfriend, who was the one who got her onto that stuff. And you know, she tried to get me to sell some stuff for her, and I'm just like, I can't do that. You know, I don't do that. And she was trying to convince me that she was trying to do the right thing. She's trying to get back on track and all this other stuff. And her boyfriend eventually turned himself around by way of the military and wanted her to do the same thing, not necessarily by way of the military, but turn herself around, you know, get off the substances. And she didn't want to. She told him that if he said that he was going to break up with her if she didn't, and she told him that if she did that, she was going to take her life right there in front of him, on Skype, because he was just going into basic training, and he was on a Skype call with her, and she was at this Motel 8, I think, or some kind of motel, but she ended up, you know, taking her own life by way of the rope, you know, right in front of him on the Skype call, because he didn't want to be with an addict anymore. You know, he didn't want to be with that kind of person. And I can't blame him, because who wants to be with somebody who's addicted to substances? You know, I watched as she went from being the baddest female. Yeah, I know. I realized that after I said that. Um, she went from being the baddest female to looking like a zombie. You know, she was only 19 years old and she looked like she was 89 years old. She went from having a cute voice to having a very raspy, um, just kind of broke down vocal cords, you know, because of all the things that she was doing. And it's crazy when you watch somebody's transformation like that. It's like, dang, man, they really crashed out. They really got backed up into a corner. When, you know, it sucks to say this, because those people back themselves up into those corners all the time. You know, those people put themselves in those kind of corners all the time where they feel like they got to crash out. Um, you know, it's not like she got kicked out or anything, and she was forced to move in with her boyfriend or anything like that. You know, she made that decision herself, knowing who her boyfriend was, knowing what he did, and what he was repping, and what he was doing. You know, what he was abusing and stuff like that. Um, it's crazy. This is their experience, really. You were meant to see it but not change it. I know, man, and it sucks, because you see what these people are doing to themselves, and going through, and you want to change, you want to help them change, but there's nothing that you can do to help them change, because they don't necessarily want to change. They want to change, but they don't want to change. You know, if that makes sense. They see that they need to change, but they don't have the motivation, the mental willpower. They don't have what it takes mentally to change. You know, and she lost her life because of it. You know, she was too obsessed with chasing that next fix. You know, she was too obsessed with it, and she didn't want to give it up, and she lost her life because of it. And a lot of people out there, they lose their lives because of it. A lot of people out there, they end up homeless because they're too busy chasing the next fix. You know, they lose their job. Okay, you lost your job. Instead of going and looking for another job, they turn to substances to run away from their problems. And it's a shame when you see that happen, really, because it could be somebody you know that was like a really good person, you know, a genuinely good person, and next thing you know, boom, you know, you're like, dang man, what happened to you? You know, you were this, you were that, you know, you were really popping back then. You know, you were motivated, you were strong willed, you were this, you were that, you're a hardworking man or a hardworking woman, whatever, whoever you were, you know. Next thing you know, they're on the streets because they don't got no home. Um, they don't got no home. They don't got no car because they're too busy. Uh, they're too busy chasing the next fix to the point to where they lost everything. You know, and I seen something about this other one. You know, and this isn't necessarily really what to do with this person, but you know, that's another thing I was talking about. It it's a different substance, but it was disgustingly horrible. And people who put themselves in those kind of positions are, I don't even know what to say. You know, it came from over. I believe it came from overseas. I could be wrong. I don't want to say it on here because I don't know how TikTok will react to it. Probably not. But shout out to everybody who's coming up into the live right now, man. We got 40 people over here. We got 55 people up in here, man. We getting it big, man. They can't stop us. You already know, man. So shout out to everybody who's tapping in here, man. Make sure y'all tap the screen, man. Get some of them likes going, and also tap the follow and the bell button if you guys like what you see and like what you hear. You know, we come on here and we spit some quality game. You know, we cover news articles and topics and all kinds of stuff that other people don't necessarily cover all the time. You know, we shed light on things that go on behind closed doors. You know, we do all types of things. You know, we give y'all advice on what to do, what not to do, and all kinds of other stuff. Man, we got 161 people up in here, man. 179 people up in here, man. This is crazy. You guys are really just starting to flood in here, man. I appreciate the love, man. Appreciate the love. You already know, man. We got over 200 people up in here, man. This is crazy. But when you hear about situations like that, I would have a different perspective if it were my brother or sister. Yeah, I mean, it it wasn't like a actual family member. It was somebody that I knew, somebody that I hung out with. But at the same time, seeing anybody go through that kind of stuff, period, it sucks because you see how you could help them change because you see their potential, but they flush that potential down the toilet because they want that next fix. They're not ready to change yet, and that right there is the most dangerous part about being on certain things like that. You know, it clouds your judgment on pretty much everything. You know, you can't do nothing. Um, but yeah, man, it's just it sucks because you see the potential that they have. You see the kind of person that they could be, but they flush all that down the toilet because they want their next fix. And when you realize that that's the kind of person that they've turned into, and you've done all you can to help them, there's nothing else that you can do. Shout out to User for the follow, man. Much love and appreciation. Always welcome to the family. Now, always welcome to have y'all, man. Shout out to User 83171 for the follow. Welcome to the family. But yeah, man, it's just they flush all that potential down the toilet, and it sucks at the end of the day. But all you can do is once you've done everything that you can, all you can do is step back. You know, don't put your hands up. You know, I've done what I can. I've tried to help you. You don't want the help. Obviously, you don't want the help. So I'm just let you crash out. You crash and burn. You crashed out. Now you about to burn. Crash and burn. You know. And at the end of the day, there's nothing that you can do about it. Even though it sucks, man. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know. There was a few years back already, and it puts a new perspective on life when you witness it firsthand versus hearing about it and seeing it. It's like, yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. The other one that I was talking about that I didn't want to say because I didn't know how TikTok was going to react to it. But that's the one I was talking about earlier. Uh, but when you see it firsthand, what it does to people, it gives you a new perspective on life. I thought that was a myth. Oh no, it's no boy. It's been around for a long time. I first heard about that back in 2014, 2013. So it's been around for a hot minute. But when you see what it does to people, how it transforms them mentally, physically, and emotionally and spiritually, it gives you a whole new perspective on life, and it gives you a deeper appreciation for the fact that you are alive. And a lot of people don't have the willpower to control certain things that they're attached to. A lot of people feel like they need that next fix. They need that substance. They need that drink. And a lot of people don't have the willpower to control it. I was at one point, with the flower. Y'all know what I mean by flower. The bong, whatever you want to call it. I would just call it the flower because I don't know how TikTok's gonna react to it. I got the hiccups now. Excuse me. But I'm just gonna call it the flower. At one point, I felt like I needed flower to be able to go to sleep. I needed flower to be able to eat, to play games, to do anything. I needed that. I felt like I needed that, and a lot of people don't have the willpower to see that is getting out of control, that they're letting it control their lives, and they don't have the willpower to say, okay, I don't want to be controlled by this anymore. I need to take control of this and stop. A lot of people don't have the strength to stop cold turkey. It was hard. I'm not going to sit here and cap and say it was the easiest thing in the world. No, it was hard. You go through withdrawals. You go through all kinds of different things. And not only was it the flower, but it was tobacco and vapes and all kinds of other stuff too that I was felt like I needed. I used to not be able to sit around and do anything. If I'm just laying down on my bed, scrolling on TikTok or watching TV, I had to have a vape there. I had to have a vape, otherwise I would go crazy. It was me trying to fill in the I guess you could say the hole that the ADD created. My ADD created. I felt like I needed something to do. You know, and ADD and ADHD does suck because it makes it hard for you to be able to sit around and just chill out. But I felt like I needed all that stuff, especially in like a stressful or annoying situation like most people are with tobacco and vapes and stuff and flour. I felt like I actually needed it. And when you realize that you're being controlled by this stuff, that you're wasting your money on it and everything else, and you can't build up a bank account, you can't get a new car, you can't go get a house, you can't get your car fixed or whatever the case may be. You can't go get yourself that new TV that you want to get or that PS5 or the Xbox. You can't get that stuff because you're too busy flushing your money down the drain on bullcrap. Um, but once you realize that you have a problem, acknowledging the problem is the first step to fixing it. Then you need to troubleshoot and figure out the steps that you need to take to correct that problem. And once you do that, I promise you, it is not easy. It wasn't easy for me. I ended up falling back into tobacco for a minute, and then I got out of it again. Um, Same thing with vapes. I got out of it, fell back into it, got out of it again. Um, and it's not easy. I promise you that it's not easy at all. It's not easy. But when you really sit down with yourself and decide, this is not how I want to live anymore, then you can really focus on fixing yourself and getting back on track. You got derailed and now you can get back on track. And a lot of people don't realize that they can get back on track. They feel like they're too far gone because they've already done this, they've already done that. You can always come back from it. And it makes your story that much more uh, touching, I guess you could say, that much more inspiring. when you've gone down the drain and you climb back up out that drain, when you fell in that hole and climb back out that hole, you know. And I didn't really have anybody there, you know, to help me get out of it. Like, cause I never really told anybody I want to quit, you know, and I never really did that. I just decided with myself, you know, I want to stop. I want to get out of this. You know, I want to get out of this hole, this trap. And it's hard doing that by yourself. But at the end of the day, if it's something that you really want to do, then do it. And I will tell you that it makes it that much harder to do that when you're hanging around people who do the same stuff that you're trying to quit. So with that being said, if those people that you hang around aren't aligned with what you're trying to do, you need to move on, because those people are only going to hold you down. Every time you see one of your homies, one of your friends or associates or acquaintances or whatever, hitting a flower, or pulling out some tobacco, or hitting a vape or whatever, or maybe even drinking a drink, you're gonna have this urge to do it. You know, they're gonna ask you, yo, you want to hit this, or you want to take a sip of this, or whatever the case may be. And in the back of your head, you're gonna want to say yes, but no, but you know that you're not supposed to. And um, sometimes your fleshly desires, they overpower you. Best way to stop is to tell everyone it's gross. It changes your personality. Well, not only your personality, but it changes you physically too. You know, there's things that it physically impairs you from doing. You know, it impaired me from being able to run, you know, even just a full mile without stopping. And ever since I quit, I can run like 1, 2 miles, 2.5 miles before I got to stop and take a second. But it's just when you're hanging around those kind of people who do that stuff too, it makes it a lot harder. They hold you down, you know. And plus, those people are bums too, you know. Most of the time, those people are bums, so they don't got nothing going for themselves either. So, with that being said, when you hang around bums, you become a bum. I know, you know, my old roommates used to all be bums. My old roommates used to all be bums. I promise you that. And I promise you, they're still bums, because that's all they do is they sit around, they hit the flower, they drink, they do all types of different stuff. And it's just it's a shame when you see people going down the drain like that. Gotta watch your words. You speak so loose. I know. I know. I be catching myself doing that after I say it. I'm like, dang, I shouldn't have said it like that. I lived that life too, man. Yeah, yeah. So you know what I'm talking about. You've seen how certain things change people mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, man. You see it firsthand, and it's on some kind of level, on a personal level. It's kind of scary, especially when it comes to people that you've known. When it comes to people that you have personally known, it's like wow, you know, because you don't know. It's crazy because as much as you may think that you know somebody, you don't truly 110% know them. You don't. You're not around them every single day, every minute of every day. You don't know what they do behind closed doors. You know, you don't you and your you could have your best friend in the neighborhood. This isn't Rumble. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. Makes you angry when people only come around to get something once that's gone there too. That's a fact, man. A lot of people stick around only because uh, they can benefit from you. But when it you're not with somebody every single second of every day, so you don't know what they do behind closed doors. They could be doing this. They could be doing that. But when they're around you, you don't know that they're doing that because they're not doing that around you. So that being said, when you find out that somebody has passed away from certain things, it's crazy because you're like, wow, I never saw that person as this or that. You know, I never saw this person as doing this or doing that. I never thought that they were doing that. But you don't truly know them because you're not around them all the time. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, man, that's why I want to get on here and talk about this. Actually went on a lot longer than I thought it would. I appreciate every single one of y'all for tapping in, man. Life gets better. You take a position of authority and influence. You're going places. Keep it up. Hey, appreciate it. Appreciate you, Brandon. But anyways, appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Make sure y'all tap the follow and the bell button if you guys like what you see and like what you hear. Also, make sure y'all share with y'all friends, y'all families, your mummies, your aunties, your grannies, and everybody else that y'all know. And with that being said, I am out of here. All these episodes will be available for playback on the Maki and Kane YouTube channel. And with that being said, I am out of here. Deuces. See you all tomorrow.